The Miami Heat stealing Game 1 from the Knicks in New York, 108-101 yesterday. Jimmy Butler recorded 25 points, but a scary moment. He rolled his ankle with just over 5 minutes remaining. Butler stays in the game as a decoy. The Heat hold on to win. They even outscore the Knicks by 4 in the closing minutes. Shannon, how impressive was this victory for Miami, especially considering Jimmy Butler and his role as a decoy?
Well, he only became a decoy late in the game, but he had done so much damage before then. That's what that problem was, because after the first quarter, they really outscored the Knicks, did a number on the Knicks. Jalen Brunson couldn't make anything from outside, although he was very good in the paint.
Yeah.
But they really missed the presence of Julius Randle, Skip. He's another scoring option. He's a 20-10 guy that they're not going to have. They didn't have in Game 1. Don't know if they're going to have him for Game 2. But Jimmy was Jimmy. I mean, 8 of 16. 9-11 for the free throw line. He gave you 11 rebounds. I mean, he basically led you in every statistical category with the exception of assists, and that went to Gabe Vincent and Kyle Lowry.
Yep.
But Jimmy was Jimmy. I mean, this is what we expect from Jimmy Butler in the playoffs. I've never seen anything like it. I defy anybody to tell you that they've seen a guy that his game transforms as much as his does from regular season to the postseason, Skip.
Did not make the All-Star team.
He did not make the All-Star team. I mean, his points total is gone through the roof.
Yeah.
I mean, normally, Jordan, he had a career average of 30. In the postseason, it goes up to 33. Skip, this dude going up 7, 8, 9, 10 points.
Yep.
That's unheard of. Even LeBron goes up 1.5 points.
Yep.
KD goes up about 2 points. But 8, 9, 10 points? He's a totally different. If Jimmy Butler played the regular season like he played in the playoffs, Skip, how is he not a top 15? How is he not a top 20, top 15 player?
Well, he would be.
It
feels like he saves himself for now.
It seems like he does. But Skip, this was a big win for them because we don't know what's going to be the impact. Basically, because the games now, Skip, are every other day.
Yep.
So how much rest? How bad is the injury? Like you said, he did stay in the game.
He did.
He didn't do any damage after that, but just his presence on the court. I don't know if you'll be able to just be a decoy in Game 2 and get the same results you got in Game 1 as far as winning the ball game. Okay. But Jimmy was sensational yesterday when he needed to be, and they were able to pull it out in the end. But Skip, moving forward, that's going to be an injury worth watching.
I'd say. I have never seen anything quite like Jimmy Butler in the postseason because he just might be the craftiest scorer I've ever seen. He plays at different speeds. He plays at different heights. He does whatever. He sort of sniffs out the defense. He pecks away at a defense. He takes his time. He's incredibly patient. And all of a sudden, he finds a small opening, and he takes full advantage of it. He can get to the free throw line and usually make all of his free throws. He was 9 of 11 yesterday, but he missed a tech down the stretch. But the point is that he did get his ankle rolled.
Yeah.
And it was the weirdest play because usually you step on somebody else's ankle. And in this case, Josh Hart actually, if we're seeing the play, hit his ankle. Right. Like with his foot, he sort of collapses into it and pushes it over with his foot. So it's not stepping on a foot, it's getting your foot kicked sideways until it rolled completely over. Not a cool look. And yet he sucked it up, as I figured he would. He went to the free throw line and he made those 2 free throws.
Yes.
And then he convinced Spoelstra, as Spoelstra said after the game, I know Jimmy. And I looked him right in the eye and I said, will you be a liability? He said, I will not be a liability. Well, he wasn't because he went and stood in the corner. And yet the rub-off effect was so contagious on his teammates that they were inspired. And for me, what hit me right between the eyes was Jimmy Butler pulled a Willis Reed on the Knicks in the Garden, right?
Yep.
Because once upon a time, as you know, Willis Reed just hobbled out for the tip-off and made his first shot and barely lasted. I think he played 3 or 4 minutes in the game, Game 7 against the Lakers, and it inspired his team to a victory in 1973, the last time they won the championship. Okay, so all of a sudden, Jimmy Butler goes Willis Reed on the Knicks by simply standing, literally. He made a mockery of the game. He just went and literally stood in the corner and had a little grin on his face like, I ain't doing nothing. You over here guarding me, and I'm not even going to try. At the end of a clock, he had to jack up a 3, which airballed because he didn't have any feet underneath it.
Correct.
So here's the point. My biggest takeaway was the Knicks have grown on me all year because they're tough-minded, and they got those two Nova kids in the backcourt, and they got that Villanova Philly toughness to them. You got to win this game. 5:05 left. You're down, I believe it was 8. Now you got to pedal to the metal. You got to lay it on them because they're vulnerable right now, and they couldn't lay it on them because Jalen Brunson wasn't Jalen Brunson yesterday, and he said after the game, I own it. I was horrific. I have to be better. Well, he was so horrific.
0 for 7 from the three-point line.
0 for 7. You can't do that. And Josh Hart was 0 for 4. So your starting backcourt, your Novas, they go nowhere, right? Okay, 0 for 11, well, you're going to lose because they shot as a team 7 of 34 from 3. You're going to lose the home game if you do that because Miami is too mentally tough. But they got too many vets who know how to do this.
But wouldn't you have attacked Jimmy on the offensive end, Skip?
Absolutely. I don't know what you're doing. There was something missing because I wanted to see the volume turned up in the arena and on the floor. Well, you just go into attack mode and you go destroy Jimmy on trying to play defense. He's shown you he can't move, so why would you let him hide on defense, right? Okay, you force Spoelstra to take him out of the game. Whoever his man is, we're going to that guy. And yet, what do we see down the stretch? First of all, let me give kudos to Kevin Love because he made 3 Wes Unseld Memorial outlet passes in the third quarter. He did 3 in a row. Boom, boom, boom. 3 outlets. Home runs. Touchdown passes, I should say. And with Aaron Rodgers looking on, the new Jet. And they turned the game around because the visiting team, Miami, was down 6 at halftime. And all of a sudden, look out. Here they come.
But if you know anything about Kevin Love.
Yeah, that's what he does.
He's like, I think his godfather is Wes Unseld.
Well, because his father played with Wes on the Bulls.
The Bullets.
The Bullets, because his father was a Bull, and then went to the Bullets. Yeah, okay. So
that's his MO. How many times did you see him do that with LeBron, Skip?
Well, he was fearless throwing those passes yesterday because there's some degree of danger to him, but he was completing them. Okay, so the point is, every time I looked up in the last 5:05, little Kyle Lowry, who's just beat all to hell. He's got 4 or 5 different things wrong with him. He just sucks it up, speaking of Villanova tough, and he would make a big shot. Or Bam. Bam made one spinning left-handed jump hook that was like a YouTube video of how to execute the shot. It was sweet. And the mental toughness of Miami just prevailed. And the Knicks, it was shameful. You can't lose that game. Because now what you've done is you've given them a cushion. If Jimmy can't go in game 2, guess what they can do? They have now effectively 6 days because game 3 isn't until Saturday afternoon in Miami. Okay, well, now you can rest his ankle or treat it as much as you want. And I'm betting he'll be back full strength for that game 3.
But, Skip, down the stretch, the Knicks they went scoreless, had 4 turnovers in the next 7 possessions. That's where they lost the game.
This is terrible. You can't do that.
You got to get some possessions. But I'm gonna make Jimmy Butler. You out here on one? You out here on one leg? Okay.
Come on.
I'm gonna go. Hey, somebody. Somebody. Obi. Somebody go down there, and I'm gonna give you the ball and make Jimmy Butler play defense on one leg.
Okay. Because Jalen Brunson, to your point, had 5 turnovers. It's not good enough. What do you have? I'm looking at the fourth quarter. And Jalen Brunson had 2 turnovers in the fourth, and they came down the stretch. So that was no good. And R.J. Barrett had 2 more. Okay, you just spit the bit. You had him, and you lost.
But Skip, quickly, he was in the running for the 6th man. Skip, he has to be better. 9 points won't get it done. You can't get outscored by 15 in bench points because that's really your advantage, especially now that Tyler Hero is out. That's one of your advantages, is that you got quickly coming off your bench, a guy that can give you 30, 40
Remember,
points.
Oladipo was a pretty key piece to their rotation, and he's gone. Okay? There's no way the Knicks should have coughed this one up like that. Because you had them, and you let them off the hook, and now you're in big trouble.
Well, they definitely better hold serve. Can't go down 0-2 and head on the road.
God. Whew.
Reports out of New York last night, guys, said that Jimmy Butler's ankle is swollen to the size of a baseball. Spo, of course, playing it close to the vest about what type of availability, what type of actual injury he has. All right, guys, let's move on to the NFL.
Yeah.
We've talked so much about the NBA playoffs, but we did have an NFL draft over the weekend.
We
did some teams miss out on finding talent, though? Let's get your take when Undisputed returns.